What is going on, everybody? Today we are talking about meditation. Meditation, but more specifically, Dandapani's ideas surrounding meditation. So, Dandapani is a former Hindu monk, now a Hindu priest, who teaches people how to meditate and how to focus and what this practice entails. And he has two ideas that really stand out to me that I want to just sum up real quick and share with you all. So the first is the practice of distraction, and the second is doing one thing at a time. So the first is kind of like the issue. It's the practice of distraction. He's making the claim that most people spend the majority of their life and have spent the majority of their life being conditioned essentially to be distracted. So by distracted, he means this state of consciousness, state of awareness where our attention it's going from one thing to the next, and we're not focusing on one thing at a time. You can also think of distraction as kind of thinking without knowing that you're thinking, or it's like you're doing something, you're in an experience, and you're not even really paying attention to the fact that you're doing that thing. So we're just practicing this distraction in everything that we do. When we're talking to somebody and the thoughts are running, or when we're at work on the computer, and we're basically shifting our attention from one place to the next so often that we can't focus. And to me, this really illustrates the problem very perfectly. And it really helps people actually get involved with meditation, because meditation can be intimidating. I like this explanation, because it reminds me of this time when I was training basketball. I was training these little kids in basketball, and I noticed all these coaches saying, listen up, focus. Kids, like they were getting mad at the kids for not paying attention to them, for not focusing. And the coaches didn't realize that this was a skill. Focus was just as much a skill as dribbling was. In fact, it was a more important skill than dribbling a basketball. But it was never taught. It wasn't taught in schools. It wasn't taught in sports. We were just expected to be able to pay attention. So this is meditation. This is what meditation builds. And this is how we transition into this other idea about doing one thing at a time. So Dandapani says, most people think monks are just sitting there meditating all day, but really, they meditate for an hour and then they practice this art of focus all throughout the day by just paying attention to one thing at a time. Paying attention to the person they're talking to. Paying attention to their own thoughts. Paying attention to whatever activity, whatever thing they're doing. So meditation can almost be looked at as one's ability to focus on one thing at a time. And so developing this skill might just serve to be one of the most important skills we could possibly ever develop. Because if training your focus is the skill we are practicing by catching the wandering mind, drifting off into thought as we sit down to meditate, and then bringing our attention back, that's the practice. If we're building that skill can then translate to anything in our lives. When we're talking to somebody and we start thinking about dinner, or we start thinking about something else, we bring our attention back because we've developed that skill, and now we have a better relationship. Maybe just paying attention to yourself brushing your teeth in the morning. Maybe this skill will help you not stay up all night thinking, because most people are just constantly thinking. I hear it all the time. I'm running. This is the natural state that we have kind of developed over time. And meditation is the practice of reversing this distraction.